And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday, May the 9th, 2026, and this is the Dr. Sem Yankees Show. As you know, we record this a day in advance, so I'm recording this program not knowing how Spencer Jones performed last night in his first ever Major League game. But before we get to all the Spencer Jones speculation and hopes, let's make today a great day. And how do you make your day great? Well, it's simple, my friends. You look around the world and you notice the good. And you take that good and you cherish it in your heart. And you say, you know, there's a lot of good things in this world. Even if my day may not be the best, even if I'm going through a difficult time, I still need to appreciate all the good that's going on in the world. And when we appreciate, we have better lives. And when we appreciate, you can't help but have a great day. Also, if you're having a great day, why keep it all to yourself? Or if you're not having a great day and you can't find any goodness anywhere, well, then make some of your own. Do something nice for someone else. That will make you have a great day. And if you're already having a great day, pay it forward, share it with others. Remember, my friends, that when you give love, it comes back to you in greater amounts than you ever gave. A reminder that this show is brought to you by Artemisia Publishing. Artemisia is an outstanding independent publisher located in New Mexico in the United States of America. They have published many of my great books, including the least among them, the brand new, The Greatest New York Yankees by Uniform Number, Scattering the Ashes, the greatest novel ever written. If you haven't read Scattering the Ashes, your life is in some ways incomplete. Get yourself a copy of Scattering the Ashes or download the audiobook narrated by me. 365.2, the motivational book about the year I ran every single day. And of course, the great From Compton to the Bronx, Roy White's wonderful masterpiece, Written with Me. All of those books can be found at apbooks.net. Go there because they have more than just my great books. Of course, go there and buy my books. And why? Why just buy one for yourself of each title? You should buy multiple copies of each title and share them with all your friends. And if you don't like the way I write, you should buy multiple copies and share them with the people you don't like. But I'm only kidding, of course. Hopefully you enjoy my books. But I'm not the only author at Artemisia. Of course, they have a plethora of great authors who write in a myriad of various genres. Take a look, apbooks.net. And just also a reminder, this show is part of the greatest Yankees site on the internet, Start Spreading the News. Remember, we put up articles 3 times every single day, 6 a.m., 10 a.m., and 2 p.m. The only thing that gets in the way of that 2 p.m. article might be a game thread, which is still in itself an article. But if there's a game that night, then you get an additional article. You get the game thread where people write in on Start Spreading the News and share their perspectives and thoughts about the Yankees game in real time. Check out Start Spreading the News. So the big news, of course, is that the Yankees have called up Spencer Jones. Now, Spencer Jones is one of these guys. There's not a lot of, well, maybe he falls in the middle type of feeling about Spencer Jones. There are some that believe that because of his tremendous power, he is going to be a big-time home run hitter. And there are those that say the guy swings and misses far too often. And when you have such a hole in your swing, and it's proven to be such a hole in your swing throughout your minor league days, there's no way that you are going to hit major league pitching. I'm going to just type in the words Spencer Jones right here. We'll pull up his baseball reference page, or I will at least. Share some minor league statistics with you. In the minor leagues, Spencer Jones has played 415 games. He has played 415 minor league games. Would you like to venture a guess as to how many times he has struck out? The answer, my friends, is 600. In the minor leagues. That's not the major leagues. That's not against major league pitchers. We're talking minor league baseball. He has struck out 600 times in 415 games. That's a lot of strikeouts. Now you might say, well, he's cut it down. That doesn't happen anymore. Except even this year, he's played 33 games at Scranton Wilkes-Barre at AAA. He's played 33 games, and he has struck out 46 times. Now, he has tremendous power. He's hit a bunch of home runs. He has 83 minor league home runs. He has 11 home runs this year. I believe he leads all of professional baseball with 41 runs batted in. The talent is there. The question really is, will he be able to harness that talent and perform in the big leagues with a profile of a player who strikes out so much? It's going to be fun to see. If he just connects with his great power every now and again, and he has 25, 35, 40 home run power, but he strikes out 220 times, well, that could still be a productive major leaguer. You don't want, as an opposing team, an opposing pitcher, an opposing manager, to have to try to get a guy out who has 40 home run power. Adding that kind of bat to the lineup could really be beneficial to the Yankees. But of course, if he can't harness that power because he can't connect to the ball, because he strikes out at an alarming rate, well, then it may just be a story of unfulfilled potential. Like I was saying, there are players that you can sort of picture falling into one or two areas, like, a couple of different areas. He's probably going to be pretty good. He's probably going to be a solid major league player. It doesn't really seem like people are saying that about Spencer Jones. They're either predicting that he's going to be tremendous because he has such legendary power, or they're predicting that he's going to be a disaster because he swings and misses so often. As Yankee fans, people who are rooting for the Yankees, obviously we're hoping that Spencer Jones becomes the younger version of Aaron Judge. As someone who analyzes baseball and thinks of himself as a little more than just a fan, someone who looks at things and draws conclusions based upon evidence, I happen to feel that the numbers of strikeouts as a minor leaguer is problematic. If you can't hit minor league pitching consistently because you're striking out so often, it's going to be very difficult to swing and hit major league pitching. But we're all going to be rooting for Spencer Jones, and the fun thing will be to see what happens. Now, we have to mention Jason Dominguez, because if not for Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones would not be in the major leagues. And I'm starting to really feel bad for Jason Dominguez. I mean, on one hand, he's a Major League Baseball player and he's living the life. But I think when you get to that point, you want to perform and you want to have excellence and you want to fulfill the great potential that so many feel that you have. And Jason Dominguez, still young, still with a bright future, seems so far in his young major league career to have all sorts of bad luck. He keeps getting injured. He didn't even start this season with the big league club. They sent him to the minor leagues where he needed to prove himself, and he did. And then he finally makes it back to the majors, and finally in quotes, because it's only been about a month of the season. But when you're in the minor leagues trying to make it back, every day can be an eternity. So a month could be defined as finally. And last night, which, as of course you're watching this on Saturday, which would then have been Thursday night, he made a really great catch, but banged against the outfield wall and then had to go through concussion protocol. He laid on the ground. He's going to be on the injured list for a while because he damaged his shoulder. And it just seems like the poor guy can't catch a break. And that's a shame, because by and large, all or almost exclusively, I have never heard anything not positive. The feelings are that this is a likable guy. The players enjoy being around him, and he has untold talent. And the question with him also is, can he harness it and have a productive major league career? But it's always tough when people, when you're first signed and even before then, start comparing you to Mickey Mantle. That's a tough label to hang on a kid who is signed as a teenager. You know, this guy, he's so good. He's the next Mickey Mantle. There aren't too many Mickey Mantles in this world. And I really do wish that writers and reporters and teams and PR departments and all of them, announcers, would stop saying that this guy is the next so-and-so. Anthony Volpe is the next Derek Jeter. Jason Dominguez is the next Mickey Mantle. Spencer Jones is the next Aaron Judge. Can we please say that there is not going to be another Derek Jeter? No shortstop in Major League history has as many hits, or had as many hits, as Derek Jeter. He's one of a kind. No young player should have the label "the next Derek Jeter" hung on him. You could end up with a career where you have a .296 batting average, amass 2,937 hits, win 4 world championships, and not be as good as Derek Jeter. I mean, I just read you Hall of Fame numbers. That would be a tremendous shortstop. But it wouldn't be Derek Jeter. It's silly to say so-and-so is going to be the next whomever. Great players aren't as good as Mickey Mantle. Setting the bar at Mickey Mantle is setting the bar at an impossible level for someone to achieve. Mickey Mantle is in a class all by himself, basically, along with very, very, very few other players. You know, I've written time and again how when you look at some of Mickey Mantle's best seasons and best periods, they match favorably, if not better, than Willie Mays. Over the course of their career, Mays had a better career, but at their peak, Mantle was Mays's superior. Take a look at the numbers. Take a look at how many big WAR seasons they had. Take a look at how many seasons they had their highest OPS plus numbers. Mantle beats Mays. And many people say Willie Mays is the greatest baseball player of all time. And that's fair to say. What's not fair to say is, you know, this guy is going to be as good as Mickey Mantle, because that's basically saying you need to be as good or better than, if not the greatest player of all time, one of the very few greatest players of all time. Let's not tell a kid you're going to be the next Mickey Mantle. Let's just let him be the next, or the very first, Jason Dominguez. Let's let Anthony Volpe be the next great, or the very first, Anthony Volpe. You go out and be you, and be the best you that you can be. That's what you need to do. Let's not set these impossibly high bars for players to have to try to attain. Would I like Spencer Jones to be as good or better than Aaron Judge? Of course. Aaron Judge, as EJ has written and shown through various articles using a plethora of data, might be the single greatest right-handed hitter of all time, or at least since the integration era beginning in 1947, which now we're talking like 70 some odd years. Telling somebody you're going to be as great as a guy who might be the greatest hitter in the last 70 some odd years is just an impossible bar. An impossible bar to try to attain. Let's let Spencer Jones be the best Spencer Jones. And just maybe he could be a very productive ball player and help the Yankees win a World Series. Now, speaking of the Yankees, my goodness, this team is actually fun to watch. I've said it here many times. These last many seasons, they have not been all that intriguing. They haven't been fun. They don't play good fundamental baseball. The manager seems to make boneheaded decisions. They seem to mail it in too often. They go through these tremendous slumps that no one can explain and no one has any reason for, let alone the manager. But this year, they seem to just be a little bit different. They seem to meld a little better as a team. They seem to be having fun. They're not just hitting home runs. They're getting clutch hits. They're making good defensive plays. I mean, just look at what's happened thus far in May. Friday, May 1st, a win. Saturday, May 2nd, a win. Sunday, May 3rd, a win. Monday, May 4th, a win. Tuesday, May 5th, a win. Wednesday, May 6th. Let's not talk about Wednesday, May 6th. They lost the game. Thursday, May 7th, a win. Wow, that's great. The only problem is the Tampa Bay Rays are also winning all the time. And even though the Yankees are 26-12, they're only a half game over the Tampa Bay Rays, who just seem, against all logic, to always stick around and be a thorn in the Yankees and the Yankees fans' sides, because they just, even when everybody writes them off, stay competitive. Now, I attribute a lot of that to their manager, Kevin Cash, who someday I would love to see managing in pinstripes. All right, my dear friends, the Yankees pitcher who goes tonight, which obviously was last night, is Max Fried. You know, talk about a good free agent signing thus far. Max Fried this year, 4 wins, 1 loss, a 2.39 ERA, leads the league in innings at 52.2, leads the league in games started at 8, barely ever allows a home run, and that's true of last year as well. His ERA plus is very, very nice at 180. Remember, 100 is average. Last year, he had a great year. It was 145. He is pitching better this year than last year. It's just great. How about this as a Yankee so far? Max Fried in 1+ seasons, 23 wins, 6 losses, 2.76 ERA, 248 innings. Now, I'll say those numbers again as I type something in, because we just need a little bit of historical context, because sometimes the history of great players gets somehow overlooked. 23-6. That's amazing. In 1978, Ron Guidry went 25-3. That was the first year I was a baseball fan from start to finish, and I really followed. And of course, Ron Guidry became one of my favorite players. 25-3. Max Fried's been terrific. He has a 2.76 ERA as a Yankee. Ron Guidry in 1978 had a 1.74 ERA. In 1978, Ron Guidry's ERA plus was 2.08. Max Fried, as a Yankee, has an ERA plus of 1.51. Max Fried has been, for the last year and a month or so, one of the very best pitchers in the major leagues. And yet, as great as he has been, those great numbers pale in comparison to Ron Guidry's 1978 season. 35 starts, 9 shutouts, 16 complete games. He struck out 248 batters. He had a whip, which, if you add up all the walks and hits by innings pitched, was less than 1 at 0.946. Means more times than not, he didn't allow a base runner by hit or walk in any inning that he pitched. It's good to remember those great, great, great seasons. Ron Guidry, 1978, 25-3. That's great stuff. So hopefully Max Fried continues the Yankees' great pitching. Hopefully the Yankees continue their dominance in the month of May, and nothing against the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't really have any feelings about the Tampa Bay Rays, except I wish they would go away. I hope they lose a lot of games because I want the Yankees to have a comfortable lead in the American League East so we don't have to worry from day to day if they are going to be in first place. Let's have a season just once, Yankees, where you play great all year long. And let's have a season, Tampa Bay Rays, where you leave the Yankees alone. Just let the Yankees win the division. Let's hope that this is finally the year that the Yankees can put it together from start to finish. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, my dear friends, thank you for watching. Remember to make your day great. Remember that rooting for baseball and caring about baseball teams and players is supposed to be fun. Don't take it too seriously. You can look at things seriously and logically, but it's always a shame to have to remind people of this. If the Yankees win, that's no reflection on me. It's no reflection on you if they're your favorite team. You're not a better person or a worse person because some baseball team wins or loses ball games. We get enjoyment out of watching them hopefully win. We can be sad or disappointed when they inevitably lose sometimes. But there are always much more bigger and important things in life than a baseball team and a baseball game. Don't take it too seriously. Instead, enjoy watching. Enjoy the team. Enjoy the ride. And let's hope that this ride doesn't frustrate us and leads all the way, finally, to a World Series championship. The way to get there is for the team to just keep on winning. Thank you for watching. This has been the Dr. Sem Yankees Show. We'll get the media program here, the McGrath Podcast Network ad up and running in just a moment. Have yourselves a great day. When you give love, it comes back to you in greater amounts than you ever gave. So give lots of love. Be nice, be kind, and be understanding. Let's go, Yankees. Have a great day.